All right, y'all. So let's talk about this. So, 50 Cent and T.I. situation. As usual, this whole thing just got blown way out of proportion. Um, in a childish way, like a very unnecessary way. And really, again, it's 50 Cent taking shots, unnecessary shots at people, but that's just what 50 Cent does. And the problem with like silly stuff is y'all eat it up. Yo, 50, yo, shit. Yo, 50 wildin'. Yo, right? That's what y'all do. But this is like really it's silly. This is corny. Let's be real. There's nothing competitive about this. This is just simply I don't want to do something, so I'm going to fire back in a way to deflect away from like what is supposed to actually be happening here. Okay, so T.I., this is what makes this really corny too, okay? T.I., he's doing an interview. In this interview, T.I. makes it known. He and 50 Cent talked about this in LA. They were out there on business. And that he said that he told 50 Cent that he wanted to do a verses with him. And 50 was, you want to do it? All right, cool, bet, all right, whatever, like it was okay. So he told him, all right, I'm going to jump out there, do what I do, and you jump out there and do what you do, and then, we make it happen. Now, what ends up happening is really simple. Instead of 50 Cent, now this is according to T.I.'s story, and it must be true because it takes very little time to say, that's bullshit. I never told T.I. that, right? But instead, what he does, and then he says all of a sudden, then when I go out and do what I do, 50 Cent acting like this just came out of nowhere, like he didn't know that I wanted to do a verses with him. And the deflection of Meat Riders is, oh, T.I. talking all that shit, but he ran from Buster. No, it's not about him running from Buster. He probably always wanted to do it with 50 Cent instead. I mean, how many people have you seen do a verses with more than one person? Okay, I'm not even interested in versus battles. I more than likely wouldn't even watch it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just not into it. But the point is, for him to agree with it, like it's, all right, yeah, cool, I bet we're gonna do it, and then he doesn't do it. Yeah, and the verses against 50 Cent is much bigger than the verses against with Busta Rhymes. Let's just be real. One thing about verses, let me say this, is it was supposed to be the way they labeled it, a celebration. It's not a celebration. It's an actual me versus you. Oh, that nigga bust his ass. No, he fucked him up. First of all, if I like a group better, a singer, rapper, whatever, better than another rapper, like, that's not going to make me change my mind because you have a versus battle. I mean, the most you can say is that person came more prepared for this versus battle, but, whatever, but a versus battle is going to make me see you differently? No. But whatever. It is what it is. Okay. And T.I. said all along, that's who he wanted to do the verses with was 50 Cent. So the deflection about bringing up Busta Rhymes don't mean nothing. All right. But at the end of the day, 50 Cent decides that he's going to respond with the Crime Stoppers commercial that T.I. did. Like, all right, we didn't seen this before. It is what it is. What's the purpose of even bringing that up? So hold up. Let's look at the message. You a snitch. You out here calling the police, encouraging people to call the police to keep criminals off the street. Meanwhile, we want criminals on the street. Meanwhile, it's cool when it's criminals on the street. 50 can't possibly say that. He walk around with bodyguards. He walk around with armed security. So it's not like he's walking out here like DMX, out here in the streets. No, he keeps security with him. Okay, so my point, you either an informative. This is why people think he's an informer. You either an informer. 2, you're fearless. 3, you're a fraud. And this is what think about it. I don't think it was wise for people to just be walking all over the place like they just got it like that, knowing that there's people out here who don't have anything to lose because they have no goals and nothing, no ambitions. There's nothing about life that drives them. So they have no problem with pop, 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 and then, smiling on their mugshot when they get sentenced, right? But you yourself, when you have bodyguards and armed security, can you talk that street shit? Because street dudes keep street dudes as their security. Is it smart? No. But at the same time, you can't talk that code shit, that street code shit. Everybody calling you a fucking informant. They're saying that you work with the feds. You understand what I'm saying? Whack 100 told a story about how they were supposed to go squabble with 50, and it's all some stupid shit. All this shit is childish, man. These dudes ain't never gonna grow up. But they told a story about how they went rolled up, and when they got to the hotel or wherever 50 was at, 50 was sitting there with like 8 Navy SEALs or whatever, had the guns out on them and everything, and they just turned around and walked away or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But that's my point. We gangbangers, nigga, we this. Why y'all ain't just start popping? Why not? Because the odds was against you? Don't tell me you came there thinking 50 was going to be all by himself and he's saying, hey, come get me. All 20 of y'all or however many it was, and I'm just by myself. And I don't have a strap or nothing. You'd be stupid in that sense. You understand what I'm saying? So when you say we went in there thinking we going to squabble, but when we got there, nigga had navies. Okay, so this is, and all this over what? Because somebody said some shit. All right. This is real corny, especially coming from 50-year-old motherfuckers, man. This shit is corny. Now, if you look at what 50 Cent next move was, he put this Crime Stopper shit up. It's like, then he goes and put up a picture of Tiny. And it's obviously not a good picture. We saw the picture. I didn't even look for it. It just happened to, Anyway, I didn't even know that's what had happened at the time. So he puts this picture up. So T.I. is like, man, it's not even gonna happen. He said, I don't even want to share the stage with this dude. He's like, I don't respect this dude no more. I don't even. So basically, here's the deal. If 50 Cent doesn't want to do something, like Tony Ayo said, if 50 Cent's not going to do a versus unless he owns what's going on, he owns the versus, something, like bottom line, he has to have the authority for him to do it. Okay. How much energy would it take to just say, I'm not interested in verses, man? Or for me to do it, things have to be done in a different way for me because I'm just spoiled like that. It's all about me when I do something. How hard would it have been to just say, nah, you don't want to do it? This is what I'm saying. Now you go put Tiny's, but what the fuck does Tiny have to do with anything? Like, this is the shit I be talking about, man. So now, of course, 50 Cent's son gets involved. He starts making a video barking at 50 Cent. Like, what's the purpose of all this? So, him posting that picture of Tiny was disrespectful. And of course, her son is going to react a certain way. T.I. looked like he was really disgusted with the whole situation. That's how he looked, like it was just like, this dude is so childish, man. And you know what I'm saying? At some point, like when are these guys gonna grow up? Like I don't know, like what happened with today's adult. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care about your success. I don't care about any of that. They think like that's an excuse to do what they're doing. Just everything that you see, it's just like, wow. And this is appealing to who? Sadly enough, it's appealing to grown-as adults that's up in the same age group, 50 years old, 40-something years old, whatever. Just say, nah, I'm not interested in the verses. Simple. So then either T.I. going to do a verses with somebody else or he's not. But, damn, that's out of nowhere. Yo, fuck mama said, knock you out, get the strap, you beef with LL. he beefing with T.I. He's like, come on, man. And understand something, right? If you come from a life of crime and that's what you used to do, are you proud about that? Are you bragging about it? So, if the message too is to try to say T.I. claiming to be a street dude, a gangbanger or whatever, but he out here being a part of Crime Stoppers, and I don't care if it was part of some program with where T.I. was either he had to do it, his freedom depended on it or something or whatever. I'm just saying, let's look at that. Let's look at that. We clown somebody trying to keep criminals off the street. Where's the joke? And this is coming from somebody that has armed security. This is what I'm talking about, though, man. It's like all of this just because of what? Of what? But this is what 50 Cent does. He knows that he has grown into the whole trolling. This whole trolling era. He's grown into that years ago. With the Pimp Curly stuff and all that. If you said something about him, he would take what you said about him and make a skit out of it. But I mean, this is corny. Battle rap culture is this. Somebody want to battle, let's go. Let's go. Right? Not, let's take it to the streets. Or, if it comes to that, then whatever. But what's the purpose of that? But if it comes down to somebody dissed you on the record or something, okay, let's go. Now remember, 50 Cent told a story about how when he dissed Jay-Z, him and Jay-Z was at, I think, the same show or something, and he walked past Jay-Z, and he was like, yo, I'm going to get you back. I like what you did, but I'm going to get you back or whatever. Right? So it was hey, whatever. They dapped up and kept on going their separate ways. But then all of a sudden, he has a problem with Jay-Z. It's always like some personal thing where, all right, I don't want to battle you. I'm not going to make a diss record. I'm going to dig up some dirt on you. And I'm going to post you up on social media to be a fraud or something. I'm going to post you up to, like, that's why I said, it's like when somebody make a diss record towards 50 Cent or something, it's almost like they're auditioning for his attention. Because he's not going to respond. He says, and this is the thing that gets me about his own words. He says, at 50 years old, you shouldn't have the hottest verse. Rap is a young man's game. You're too mature, in other words, for rap. But you're not too mature to play stupid-ass trolling games. Like, that's what this is. Trolling. For what? Trolling for what? You don't want to do a verse, just don't do it. But see, when you start bringing people, families in and stuff, and you see, this is where it's like, yeah, because you got enough goofballs that'll find it entertaining. But this is what this is. So he obviously, 50 Cent don't care about none of that. And T.I. just don't respect him anymore. And pretty much, like I said, I really don't care about a versus battle, but let's just be real. That response is an easy way of just not wanting that smoke. That's all it is. 50 Cent got a strong catalog. T.I. has a strong catalog. But if you're not going to do it, you don't do it. That's the corniest. That's the corniest part about it. Is telling somebody, yeah, all right, cool, yeah, all right, we can do it then. But then when he put his song out, when he challenges you, and then he puts his song out, which is his single is the shit tight. You know what I'm saying? That single is tight, is tight as fuck. But he does it, and instead of you dropping the fucking song, instead of you accepting the challenge like you said you was gonna do, 50 Cent goes out and does a crime. Let me bring back the Crime Stoppers. We already seen that shit. You did it before already. It ain't new. Now you put pictures of Tiny up. And this generation is so immature. Their attention span is like that short. 50 Cent knows that he's calculating what he's doing. But he depends on it that I can recycle the same shit. And people, oh, yo, he did, right? And this is what y'all do. This shit is so corny and it's so old. Like, it's crazy. A 50-year-old man still talking about get the strap and all this goofy shit. Like, seriously, man. Seriously. Phase I Love is still waiting for a motherfucking response so they can do a charity fight and whatever. Do I give a fuck about it? No. Would I plan on tuning in to watch it? No. But principles don't mean shit anymore. Everything is like, you say one thing, it's like this is the logic of today's people. You literally could walk up to somebody and say, hey, you know what, man? I gotta find somewhere to take my car. My engine making this weird noise and it's just kicking kind of funny. But I got something to do. Hey, matter of fact, do you know where the closest motherfucking, like the closest mechanic shop is around here? And your response is like, if you squeeze a tomato when it's not ripe, it's liable to like your finger go through it. You know what I'm saying? And like it'll like kind of puncture it. But if it's ripe, it'll just crush in your hand, and like cucumbers are different. And like that's like what it's like talking to people right now. Their answer, their response has absolutely nothing to do with what you just said. So I don't know, this is, I think the only way 50 Cent gonna stop that shit is when he does goofy shit and nobody reacts to it. Nobody's talking about it. And if they are, they're not talking about him in a good way. And when he see comments when nobody's LOL with him, they just like, yo, you need to grow up, man. This is corny as fuck. And then that shit start to surface, and then all of a sudden everybody is like, yo, 50's he's a clown, man. 50's a damn troll. 50. Then I think that's when he'll go, you know what, they ain't feeling this shit no more, all right. Maybe he'll go back to making music. Maybe he'll do something different. But as long as he has, any type of success of what he's doing, cool, whatever. Whatever. But overall, one thing has nothing to do with the other. Absolutely nothing to do. And that's just completely disrespectful. Yeah, we know that T.I.'s son gets himself in a lot of trouble, do a bunch of dumb shit, unnecessary. We all know that. He knows it. Once again, for the people that sound stupid, talk about, this little nigga need to shut up. You don't think he gonna defend his mama? Maybe y'all cowards. Maybe 50 Cent could say, maybe 50 Cent probably could slap the shit out of y'all. Y'all probably still didn't let him. Yo, I got slapped by 50 Cent. Yo, I want to go to the tattoo shop and get the imprint of his hand tattooed in so I can always have it. Whatever, man. Y'all be on some goofy shit too, cause y'all be, like I said, y'all LOL everything. Yo, 50 tweak, yo, this nigga wild. Yeah, all right, whatever, man. This cornball shit is that's all it is. And like I said, during the month of Black History, every single year, it's like black people, let all the niggas show just how niggerish they can get. And that's all you see. So if you don't want to do the verses, okay, cool. You don't want to do the verses. Fuck, that don't mean you scared. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're scared or not, if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. But posting Tiny up there is like, okay, to his defense, if you want to say, hey, I didn't take the picture, right? I just posted what was already taken. Cool, I get it. But the point is, what did Tiny have to do with any of this shit? You content creators say a lot of stuff. Y'all attack people for no reason. You say things about people who are not giving you a reason to say nothing about them. And you forget that these people got kids. Their kids go to school. People make fun of their kids. Because they know about these situations and all of this. And it's all for what? To get views and likes and subscribers on your channels and shit like that. Or you repeat what people say. You know it's ignorant as hell. But what's the purpose? What's the purpose? So, according to T.I., nah, it's not going to happen because I don't even want to share the stage with this dude. I don't respect him. Dude is a clown. This is his work. Like he, just basically don't respect him. And he don't want to do it anymore now because all of this is childish shit, man. This honestly, this is like the equivalent of you telling your kid they can't go outside and play, right? Because they acted up in school and you come up to their room and they done had a temper tantrum and threw all the stuff around their room. That's what this is like. Like, oh, so that's gonna make it better. Now, what kind of parent are you? Because you know how you gotta handle these situations, so they know not to do that kind of shit again. And this is what I'm saying. This is a 50-year-old man. I'm too grown up for rap, but I'm not too grown up to do pranks and just do trolling type shit. Come on, y'all. That's corny. Anyway, man, for T.I., man, you know what? I salute T.I. for this. I said this before, and I'm going to say this shit again, man. Now, T.I. said this is his last album, right? But T.I. went up on a stage and did comedy. And T.I. got booed. That's his first comedy. He got booed. T.I. did 2 more comedies after that I saw. The fans was cheering for him. But it's crazy how everybody, like 90-something% of the comments was talking about the first show when he got booed. This nigga trash, yo, this nigga garbage, yo, that's why they got booed, they got booed. And I'm like, y'all keep talking about how he got booed, right? But you're saying how he got booed on 2 videos where he's being cheered. And of course, who is it? Ignorant niggas. Now, I don't care about nobody's money, their success. I'm not focused on that. I don't pocket watch people. None of that shit. Whatever. Hopefully, T.I. not no bougie ass nigga that be out here looking down on people that don't have what he have. Hopefully, he ain't one of them. I don't know. I don't really watch that much of these motherfuckers. Like, but T.I. went up there and he said, fuck that. I ain't gonna let that shit discourage me. He went back up there again, got his cheers. Went back up another time, got his cheers. You understand what I'm saying? And then he just dropped this banging ass fucking song. I like that shit. I like that shit. He dropped that shit, and I'm sitting here like, yeah. Now, it's funny how the people that was sitting up here, he got booked. Now, all of a sudden, everybody's sitting there jamming to his music again. All right. Yeah. But, yeah. So, anyway, T.I. can walk away from this whole shit on a high note. He don't lose anything. And if he don't want to do it, which is obvious, 50 Cent, cool. But it's different when you don't want to do something for whatever your business reasons are versus somebody don't want to do something because they're disgusted with you and they don't see you as a good person. And I don't care who you help in life. I don't care who, like only person going to be that loyal to 50 Cent is Tony Yayo. Nobody don't owe them shit, But even like the situation with Tony Yayo took 50 Cent jacket or something and the fact that they filmed it. It's like, yo, man, this is still storage. Like, yo, they steal these niggas. Like, that might be funny to them. But he making Yayo look like a fucking clown, yo. Like a doofus. Yeah, he's supposed to be paid like wearing 50 Cent still, like they wearing 50 Cent clothes and shit. Shit all baggy and big on him and shit. And they, Uncle Murder, he took all the leathers. I just, and again, people find it funny. And they're making it out to be like it's comedy. But it's always, do you ever see 50 Cent in the video and he looking like a sucker or somebody making fun of him? No. And this is what I'm saying. So, T.I. can walk away from this whole thing like, man, it is what it is. I don't need the verses, but I wanted to do it. And again, if versus battles was about a celebration, then I'd feel different about it. But I don't like the fact that they try to make it seem like, it's about a celebration. Nah. And you got people on nigga this, nigga that, fuck that, nigga. Nigga, you run out of hits, nigga. Nigga, y'all, that shit whack, nigga. Really? Really? Like, that's why black folks can't have nothing. Because the second we get something and we start to like it, you always have too many niggas find their way into whatever we doing and just got to completely kill the vibe of what was happening and what was supposed to be. So, it is what it is. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. And at the end of the day, I said what I said.